Yeah. Hi guys, my name is Natraj, senior Java expert. Today I'm going to talk about a small controversy discussion that says whether Tomcat is server or what? Container. I personally believe Tomcat is what? Web server or application server. Up to version Tomcat 5.0, 5.5, you can say Tomcat is web server. There onwards, some more features are added in Tomcat. That's why some part of industry calls it as what? Application server. But basically, I don't encourage people calling Tomcat as what? Container. So for that matter, I have some practical proofs which I want to show at system level to prove that Tomcat is what? Server. In that server, we have got two containers. One is servlet container, other one is what? JSP container. Some part of industry, they don't use servlet container word separately, JSP container word separately. Both together, they will call it as what? Web container. That means Tomcat is having what? Two containers, servlet container and what? JSP container. So let us see some practical demonstration that proves Tomcat is a server, Tomcat is not at all container. So let me show my proof number one. I am taking Tomcat 7, which I have downloaded from Apache website. I am trying to start that server. Yeah, when I start that server, please notice one thing. At the end, it is saying what? Server startup in what? 8603 milliseconds. This indicates Tomcat is what? Server. If at all Tomcat is container, they would have given statement called what? Container startup in what? So and so milliseconds. So they have given server startup in so and so milliseconds means what? This indicates Tomcat is what? Server. My another proof to you people is I'll try to launch Eclipse IDE. Any version of Eclipse IDE. Choose your choice workspace folder, that's not an issue. Yeah, one thing I want to say, X can be wrong, Y can be wrong, author can be wrong, or article written in what? Blog can be wrong. But we cannot deny the statements given by what? Tomcat server and Tomcat server documentation itself. So let's see some other proof that is there with Eclipse IDE. I'm getting into window menu, preferences. You please observe there is a concept called what? Server. In that server, runtime environments, I am clicking on what? Add. So you observe very carefully, they are giving what? Apache Tomcat. What is that? Apache Tomcat as part of what? Server items. So this also indicates what? They are treating Tomcat as what? Server. Fine. So let me show the proof in other level. I have installed Tomcat 5 in my system. Nice. Okay. So let me try to start Apache Tomcat 5. When I try to start Apache Tomcat 5, what it says? Tomcat what? Web server. That means the server, the software itself shouting, I am a server, I am not what? Container. So let's see the once again, Tomcat web server. Tomcat what? Web server. This indicates Tomcat is what? Server. Fine. Okay, let's get into one more proof that is there in the documentation of what? Tomcat itself. I have already started Tomcat 7 server, right? It is its home page. So if you observe very carefully, there is an option called server status. This indicates what? Tomcat is not container, Tomcat is what? Server. Fine. So if I get into documentation part, yeah, if I get into documentation part, there are multiple areas where we can see Tomcat is what? Server. There are multiple areas where we can feel Tomcat is what? Server. Let me show one by one. Yeah, see this one? This section of Tomcat document attempts to explain the architecture and design of what? Tomcat server. So there can be authors, there can be bloggers who write articles in website, maybe saying that Tomcat is container. Don't get into those words. Why? Because the Tomcat software itself saying, the Tomcat documentation itself saying, I am server, please treat me as what? Server. As I said, X can be wrong, Y can be wrong, Z can be wrong, but we cannot say the statements coming from what? Software and its documentation are what? Wrong. And let me even prove that. In this server, we have got servlet container and what? JSP container. Just observe this. This is top level entry point of what? Documentation bundle for what? Apache Tomcat servlet oblique what? JSP container. This indicates what? In Apache Tomcat server, there is what? Servlet container and what? JSP container. Right? So the final conclusion from my side is, there may be n number of blogs, n number of books saying that what? Tomcat is what? Container. But don't get into those words. Why? Because the software itself saying that I am a server and you can treat me either as what? Web server or what? Application server. That's it. Okay. You can catch me for more videos in this particular channel. Thank you.